Unfortunately, too many people in this country have experienced bullying. In fact, everyone I know has. And I think it's hell when it's happening to you. It's really hell. When it happened to me, I was 12, and you're in a very vulnerable place. And unfortunately, it went on for so long for me that I think it did do some permanent damage that took me years to really figure out.
What were they picking on you about?
Who the hell knows? Right? Do they need a reason?
Well, here's a quote from the book that talks about that a little bit. One day, almost literally overnight, I was on the outside, not just of my friend group, but what felt like the whole world. It was as if I'd gone to sleep myself and woken up as a ghost. No one would sit with me at lunch. No one would stand next to me at gym. No one would choose me for their team. No one would take my calls. Flicked spitballs in my hair and made nasty comments about my looks. Girls tried to trip me in the hallway. And this went on for how long?
My entire 7th grade year. There were a lot of consequences to that year in terms of me putting up a protective veneer and thinking it would protect me and keep me safe. And in fact, what it did was keep me alienated from a lot of people, including a lot of girls, like women, you know, who I think sensed this tough veneer and thought, screw her, that's not attractive. I don't want to befriend that. So then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's like you think they don't like you because those girls in the 7th grade didn't like you. And meanwhile, you're putting out there, I am not likable, right? Because I'm this hard shell, I'll kill and be killed. But you're just a normal person who's scared.
Well, of course, now you can look right in that camera and say, what do you think of me now, bitches?
You know, as a wise man once told me, when the bully pokes you with a stick, don't jump. And if that wasn't obvious. And I think that's important too, because the more you try to seek the love of those bullying you or try to do what it is they're asking of you, the deeper you dig yourself into that hole.
Well, you called Jon Stewart a bully and claimed that he mischaracterized you. Talk about that, because you talk about that in the book.
Well, Stewart, yeah, there's a few stories about Stewart in the book. The problem with Stewart was he would mischaracterize your positions, and then he would be taken as a real news source by millions of people. And in the book, I write all about how he called me one day. He heard me say that I thought he was mean on the air. And so in Settle for More, I write about that phone call and how we had almost an hour-long talk because he wanted to get to the bottom of what I thought was unfair, and I was only too happy to tell him. And we had it out. I explained to him what it means to play the devil's advocate and take positions with a guest when you're arguing to press their positions, which I think he understood. And we wound up, you know, not friends, but not enemies either.